years, someone could have told me that I'd be standing in a room full of believers and Christ-like individuals, and they're going to literally listen to me and listen to what I have to say. This wasn't the path that I thought I'd be on. And it just, things guided me this way. And I truly believe that it was supposed to happen, and because of things that have happened in my life, I'm embracing it. I have embraced it, and I love what I do. The other thing is, I definitely want to thank George for everything that he's done for me in my life and the things he's doing now for me. I appreciate you. I love you, and we're going to go to the top.
Thanks, brother.
Okay. So, that being said, the thing I want to talk to you today about is we've all heard the story of the sowing and the reaping, right? We've all heard those words, right? You reap what you sow. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. The other thing is I really like crowd participation. So participate with me. Okay? Everybody ready? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So here's the thing. When it comes to sowing and reaping, we always look at it as, if you perform an action or do something negative, the negative is going to come back. What I want to look at tonight, though, is the sowing and reaping of your thoughts. Okay? Thoughts are things. What you think about, you bring about. And through my life, I've noticed that. And I love sharing this because, let me get my clicker here. When it comes to this, and let me step over here so everybody can see the actual TV. When it comes to sowing and reaping, like everyone else, I did the exact same thing, right? We all want to be normal. We did the same sowing and reaping, and this is the way life is supposed to be. And if you do this, and you go to church every Sunday, and this is what's going to happen, everything's going to be right. And we're okay with that being normal. And we were just talking about this whole being normal thing, right? What is normal? And a lot of times we find that we're just doing what everyone else is doing. So I thought I'd look up the word normal. And it defines the word as complied with rules, standards, or laws, which we need to do, right? Comply with, abide by, obey, observe, keep and stick to, go along with, and the one that I really locked onto was follow the crowd, right? Even if they're doing stupid, that's what I tell my kids, don't do stupid. Even if they're doing stupid, we follow, and it's normal. And I want to talk about sowing that seed of being normal, because that seed was dropped in, and we planted it, we watered it, we let it grow, and we followed along. And I personally did the same thing, not just with that, but when it comes to being programmed. And we were just discussing this also. Do you believe that you've been programmed? Programmed to what normal should be, the things you should be doing, right? The phones we use, the things we buy, all that's normal because everyone around us is doing the same thing. So we follow along. And I've done this before, and people say, well, no, I'm not programmed. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I'm not. I know what I'm doing. So I ask questions. And when it comes to normal, when I define that, I looked at this. We've consider what you do every day. We were just talking about going to work every day, right? This is what we see as normal. Everyone does it. They don't like it, but if they don't like it and I don't like it, we're all normal, so we're all going to keep doing it. And I love this quote here. Normal is getting dressed in clothes that you buy for work, driving through traffic in a car that you are still paying for in order to get to a job that you need so you can pay for the clothes, car, and the house that you leave empty all day in order to afford to live in it. That's normal, right? And we follow along. And what I want to do tonight is let's just plant different seeds. Okay? So let's start with planting different seeds. And I want to give you guys a test. I know you guys don't like tests. You guys want to take a test? Yeah, you're going to take a test. Okay. So when I talk to people about being programmed and being normal, I want you guys to fill in the blank, and I'll show you how programming actually works. Okay? Ready? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Fill in the blank. You go to school to get a good
Education.
so you can get a good
Job.
Watch out for those get-rich-quick
Schemes.
Make sure in life you always play it
Safe.
Money can't buy you.
Happiness.
Good things come to those who
Wait.
money don't grow on
Trees.
and if it sounds too good, it probably
Is.
and all rich people are going to
Die.
right. So right now think about this. Right? I love giving that, right? Who told you all of that? Why do you know those answers? Did someone, right? Did someone sit you down and teach you all of that? No, it was programmed. You were programmed to those answers. I did this in a classroom, and half the kids already knew the answer. I asked them, how do you know that? They all just said, sir, we don't know. We don't know. I don't know why I know all those answers. But it's normal, right? It's normal. And we're being programmed that all of that negative thought, all of those negative inclinations, all of that is normal. So we go right along with being negative. Go to church every Sunday, but we know all those negative answers. Does that make sense? And we don't even know why. So, it's a matter of changing your thoughts. And I love to talk about changing thoughts because a lot of times we have these decisions to make. And what we are is we tend to have this fixed mindset. And we don't realize it, but the programming is set in, the seeds have been planted, and we don't even realize we're watering those seeds. A fixed mindset. Failure is a limit to my abilities. I'm either good or I'm not, right? My abilities are unchanging. I can either do it or I can't. I don't like to be challenged. My potential, is predetermined. When I'm frustrated, I give up. All of those are fixed thoughts. Those are all actual seeds that people plant in their mind. You may not think you do it out loud, but you do it silently, and you do it often. You just don't realize it. Now let's take the other side, of growth mindset. Failure is an opportunity to grow. I can learn, right, to do anything I want. Challenges help me grow. This is all what I like to look at as the faith side. This says I'm okay with challenges. This says, and these are all seeds that you're planting. Normal is a fixed mindset. Once I'm here, I'm stuck. Once I get to this age, I'm done, right? A lot of people are walking around dead. They just haven't been buried yet. Because they've given up on everything. Even the ones that go to church every Sunday. The growth mindset is what began to change me. I began to understand that, well, wait a minute. If I believe and I have faith, then I can grow. I can change. And it's a matter of understanding that your thoughts are things. What you think about, you bring about. So when it comes to that, I began to go to different seminars. The gentleman that I'm standing beside, his name is T. Harv Eckert. He's a motivational speaker. So I decided just out of the blue to go to one of these things. I want to change my mindset. You can tell that's an old picture because I got a beeper and I got a cell phone. Okay? And I got 2 earrings in my ears, right? Okay, so here's the thing. When I heard him and the things he was saying about changing your mindset will change your life. Changing your mindset will change your actions. And then this gentleman right here got up. This gentleman, his name is Mark Victor Hansen. He is one of the co-authors of Chicken Soup for the Soul, those books. So when I started listening to these guys, they had a completely different outlook. And as my mindset changed, my actions changed. My thoughts changed. And then ultimately, my results changed. When I began to go on the path of having faith and belief, everything changed. But it wasn't just here and there. It was full-blown, complete change of mindset. Okay? Here's what I begin to realize. To me, the devil wants us to stay comfortable. It's just me, okay? He wants you to be just like everyone else. He wants you to be mediocre. He wants you to just get by. He wants you to find that depression and lock onto it and keep planting those seeds, right? He wants you to be average. And it's comfortable, right? We're all comfortable, right? The people we hang around with make about 15% of each other. We like doing the same things. We like going to the same places, laugh at the same silly jokes, right? All got the same cell phone. It's comfortable. It's completely comfortable. No one wants to leave that comfort zone. But what faith says is, okay, if you actually step out of that comfort zone, you can have wealth, you can be fearless, right? You can be fulfilled. Sky's the limit. With faith, sky's the limit. Because now you're not relying on your social circle to make you feel better. You're relying on him to get you through. But we're afraid to do that. what I began to learn and realize is everything I want is right on the other side of my fear. And I love your shirt, right? No fear. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Okay? And when it comes to fear, you got two choices. You can either face everything and rise, or you can forget everything and run.
Wow.
That's up to you. See, so what seeds are you planting? Are you planting the seeds of comfort because, hey, that's what Jenny's doing and that's what Bob's doing, and hey, I mean, I might as well, I want to feel comfortable. But this is where we get locked in. And then not only do we plant these seeds, but we throw them at our kids and they plant the same seeds. That's why half those kids need to answer these questions. They've already been programmed. Still with me, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, I want you to plant different seeds, okay? And the reason why, one of the reasons why, I want you to start planting different seeds is because we got to start changing our thoughts. We got to start thinking about the things that we want. And these are the things that I began to ask myself. Who am I? Where do I want to be, and why do I want to be there? Have you ever stopped and just asked yourself that? Who am I right now? Who am I in my walk with Christ? Who am I at my job? Who am I in my life? Where is it that I want to be? Do I want to stay where I am? Not just physically, not in the same home. I'm saying, do you want to stay the same person that you are? And are you willing to get outside of that comfort zone to change that? Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Now, the ultimate question is, why do you want to change? See, because if you can't answer the reason why, then you're going to stay where you are. We all do things for a reason, right? Usually it's emotional, okay? Never logical. No, none of us own anything that makes sense, right? Right? So, I mean, because if we did, we'd all walk around with flip phones, but we don't, right? So, because they're only supposed to make phone calls. My point is think of this. What seeds will you plant after tonight? What seeds will you begin to plant in your head to get you where you want to be with your walk with Christ? The things you want to do in your church, the things you want to do for other people. I always like to tell people, think in a larger scale. Not just on you, but how can you have a positive effect on other people? And not just one person, not just the you gave a meal to a homeless guy one day. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, but he said that if you think bigger, I'll give it to you. And if you claim you like helping people, don't help a person, help people. Does that make sense? So you ask yourself, where am I right now then? Where do I want to be? Why do I want to be there? Still with me, yes?
Yes.
All right. Biggest challenge of life is to be yourself in a world that is trying to make you like everyone else. Come on, let's go to the club, right? Come on, let's do this. Come on, let's do that. Okay? So that is one of the challenges, but you got to start clearing weeds. We got to start clearing weeds. And a lot of times we don't want to. We just don't. Because having weeds technically is comfortable. Okay? And a lot of times we don't realize that the weeds are growing. Here's one other thing. A weed doesn't need encouragement to grow. We've all had weeds, yes?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did it get there? I didn't plant it, right?
Right.
How does that happen? Because, see, the devil will put weeds in your life. And then the problem is we don't recognize it, and then we water it.
Yeah.
And then we keep watering it because then it gets comfortable to water it. And then it sucks the life right out of you. And he's just waiting for you to pull that weed so then he can give you everything you want. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm not putting you guys to sleep. Okay. So, I like to tell people this. It's not what you're looking at, it's what you see. Okay? And a lot of times, we are looking at something, but we're not seeing what's really there. And think of this. What do you see when you look at yourself? You may be looking at something, but see, for me, I just believe everyone has something in them that God put there, and not everyone's found it yet. It's not about money. It's not, it's something is in you. There's that light that is in you. But for some odd reason, we rather stay comfortable and not actually make that light brighter. So it's not what you're looking at, it's what you see. And I'll prove it. Can anybody read that?
This message serves to prove how our minds can do amazing things, impressive things. In the beginning, it was hard.
Now, technically, that's just a bunch of words and numbers. That's what you're looking at. But what you saw was a message. And a lot of times, whether it be bad things that happen to us or good things that happen to us or opportunities that are literally looking at us in the face, we're not really seeing what it really could be. We're not seeing what it is. We're just looking at the outside. So I ask you again, when you look at yourself, what do you see? There's more in you. We just refuse to see the deeper part of us. And it's not about being arrogant. It's not about, look, we're here. Millions of little swimmers made it through. You are the one that made it through. You're here for a reason. Does that make sense? Yes. I got to argue with people about why they're here. Like, dude, you're here for a reason. Right? I mean, and technically, every other animal has what the human being has except its mind. That's what makes us superior. That's it. Other animals got 2 eyes and a mouth and ears. But they don't have the human mind. That's what we are blessed with. That's where the seeds need to be planted. But they got to be positive seeds to get a positive harvest. We're expecting planting negative seeds to get a positive harvest. It's not going to happen. Do you understand that? Okay. So, we went over this last time I spoke to you. A lot of people say, well, Ken, I don't have time. My time is taken up and I don't have the time. And it's crazy how when I ask people, how much time do you have in a day? And my day is taken up. I challenge people all the time. Get a stopwatch. Clock yourself when you're literally not doing things that are productive. You'll find so much time. When you're breaking your thumb, we all know what this means, right? We're breaking our thumb on the Facebook and the Twitter and everything else. When you're breaking your thumb, you got time. So I ask people, if you were blessed with $86,400 a day, what would you do with it? What would you do with it? And I got people that give me everything they'll come up with ideas and everything else. Because all of a sudden, with money, oh, dude, I got time now, right? Hey, man, you give me 86 G's a day, but you can't save it. You can only spend it. You can only spend it. You can't put it away. You can't share it. You can't stock it up. You can only spend it. So here's the thing. We're blessed with 86,400 seconds every single day. Every day. He gives that to you. What seeds are you planting with your 86 G's? I can't. I better not. I shouldn't try. I don't do that. Don't do this. And we're planting these seeds and I'll never get there. And why did my boss do this? And right, you're spending more time on negative thoughts than on positive ones. And then we expect to have a plentiful harvest. Well, God, where's my harvest? I prayed for 10 minutes. Okay, but then the rest of the day, you were tossing negative seeds. You were just tossing them out there on the Twitter and the Facebook, right? And and then here's the other part. You're literally reading about everyone else's weeds. And you're like, wow, her weeds are bad, right? Boy, that guy's got jacked up weeds, right? He should pull those, right? And you're just sitting there and you're spending your 86 G's reading about other people's weeds. Daily. Like we're doing this daily. Right? And that's normal though. All of a sudden we're normal. So we keep doing it. And then we get comfortable. And the devil says, I got you. I got him. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
So, here's the thing. I love this quote. There's actually two part of one singular quote. Okay? It's about taking action. The fierce urgency of now. And the other part of this quote is, this is a time for vigorous and positive action. And what I always like to tell people is, people like to wait. Well, I'm going to wait on God to send me this sign, right? Or I'm going to wait and he's going to, and this is just me, not a pastor or anything else, but I just don't believe that God himself is going to come down and say, hey, this is what you're going to need to do, and I'm going to help you out, so you go out and you do it. But literally, people are waiting for that. They're waiting for it, right? Good things come to those who
Wait.
Huh? No, it don't. No. It takes a fierce urgency of now, right? This is the time for vigorous, positive action. Start planting positive seeds. And it's going to be hard. And that's the difficult part. So what I want everyone to do is just think about it. Starting today, what actions will I take tomorrow? What seeds can I plant? Okay? Still with me, yes?
Yes.
Now, when it comes to time, this is something else that I always tell people to do. Figure out what are the things that you need to start doing with your time. What do I need to start doing with my time? What do I need to stop doing with my time? And what do I need to keep doing? Shoot for those goals throughout your day. Do I need to keep doing this or do I need to stop doing this? And obviously you're doing something right. So what are the things that I need to keep doing? I do need to keep praying. I do need to keep speaking to him. I do need to keep planting positive seeds. But I need to stop hanging out with that guy. I need to stop hanging out with her. I need to stop spending time with them. We don't realize it, but we've made those things normal. Here, I'll give you a perfect example of why there are some people we shouldn't hang out with. And I love talking to grown-ups because grown-ups are the ones that tell the kids that, hey, don't hang around Billy because I know Billy and Billy gets in a lot of trouble. Guess what? It's you too. Oh, no, it's not. I know all my friends. They got jobs and everything. You know what? But they're also the ones that are causing you to toss seeds, negative seeds. This is why your association matters. We're all old enough to remember this. Do you remember when it came to McDonald's, the other characters that were with Ronald? We all remember them. Have you seen them lately? They're not there no more. Right? Even Ronald, he's a clown. He realized, I can't hang out with them anymore. I make more money by myself. Think about it. The toys ain't Grimace, the Gremlin, and that little girl with the pigtails, they're not there anymore. They're not. They realized, Ronald realized, you know what? I can't hang with you anymore. I make more money on my own. I'll do a lot better by myself. I got to plant better seeds. So he went off by himself. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the call to action. And, there's always action and there always should be. Right? Right now, it's just a matter of clearing the weeds. We got to take the time to really be honest with ourselves and say, you know what? Betty, I love you, but I can't do but a half hour with you every day. Like, you telling me about every single problem that you got and why. Come on, man. You're killing me here, right? You're really, you just got to clear them out. It's just the truth. Because you tell your kids that, right? But for some, we're grown-ups and we know more and we've been through more, so we don't got to do it. Yeah, it's us too. So I just, I encourage everyone after tonight to start clearing the weeds, okay? And then from that point forward, then it's just based on faith. Then it's just based on belief, right? So don't let someone who gave up on their dreams talk you out of yours. What is it that you really want? You're letting weeds suck your dreams right out of you. Because it's a cousin, and here's the other reality. It's usually family, right? Well, why are you going to church every Sunday? Why do you go to that church group? You shouldn't go to that. Why are you doing that, right? And they're just tossing negative seeds. And some people start to believe it. They start to lose faith, and they fall back in the comfort zone. And then they're done. And that's the tough part. Still with me, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, let's look at this. I am not an expert on the Bible. I can guarantee you all know more scriptures than me and can recite them, and that's awesome. But he replied, because you have so little faith, truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Do you plant that seed every day? Or do you look at every reason why you can't do something and just toss all those seeds in the ground and just watch them grow? I can't. I never will. It's not going to happen. My mom told me not to. My grandma said it wouldn't work. It's not tradition. This is the way I look at tradition. Kid was watching his mom cook a ham during Thanksgiving one year. And he noticed, as she does every year, she gets the ham, she cuts off one end, cuts off the other end, throws those two sides in the trash, and then cooks the ham. So he thought, this year, I'm going to ask, hey, Mom, why you keep cutting the ham off both sides? She said, I don't know. Your grandma did it. So he walks the other room. Hey, Grandma, watch Mom cut the ham off. What does that mean? She said, I have no idea. My mom did it. It was normal. It's what we did. Can we get Gram on the phone and ask her? Hey, Gram, this is Billy. I'm just wondering, why did you cut each side of the ham off and throw it away and only cook the middle portion? She said, oh, honey, the only reason why I did that was because my oven was too small. They've been throwing away because it was normal. It was normal. It was tradition. Wasting meat. But it was planted. It was programmed. The seed grew. And that's all we knew. And I'm not saying don't follow traditions, but geez, come on, stop throwing away meat. Right? But we just don't realize it. It doesn't hit us till later. That yes, you can go to church every Sunday. Yes, you can know every single quote in the Bible, and I commend that. But what seeds are you planting in your head every day about you? What are those seeds? What are those growing into? Just because you can recite a few things, but then you go home and tell yourself how you can't do something, it's not going to grow the right way. You're not going to reap the harvest you want. It's not going to happen. It's not. So yeah, I'm guessing everyone knows the Bible front and back. But tonight, tomorrow when you go home, when you get up and go to work, what are you tossing into the ground? Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
All right. So, I got cards here. What I'd like everyone to do is I want you to write down 5 dreams. 5 things that you always say, oh God, please give me. 5 things that you wanted to do in life. 5 things. Thank you.
Can I help you?
Yes.
Okay.
I know. Take them back.
Pen for you.
Can you sit down, please?
No pen for you. Anyone else want a pen? I can pass it
I'll
out.
take some.
So, now this is hilarious, okay? I laugh because when I ask people to write down something positive, they struggle. It's like, geez, man, like, I don't know. Okay, now, this is how much we've been programmed. I bet I could get you to write down 5 things you don't like about the president. Write down 5 things you don't like about Obama. Write down 5 things that you saw on the news yesterday. They're all negative. Why is it so hard for you to write down something positive? Tell me, what are your dreams? No one can give me a dream. I encourage you, shout out a dream.
Help the homeless.
Help the homeless. That's a dream of hers.
Go on a mission.
Right? Go on a mission. Now again, if I ask you to shout out a reason why you don't like the president, boom, hands are up. You can tell me about Congress. You can tell me. I got friends that can literally tell me what LeBron James did yesterday. But when I ask them to write down their dreams in life, they're like, oh, dude, I don't know. Why? But then we want God to send us something. He sent you a dream. He sent you something that's deep in you. They're all different. But we don't want to water that. I want to water what's going on in the news. I want to water what he said in the tweet. I want to water what's going on the Facebook. I want to water all that, but we struggle. And here's the thing, it's free. It's free to dream. Costs nothing. But I got people that'll tell me what Shaquille O'Neal said to the guy, and what the next movie's coming out. And I mean, they can tell me about movie stars and did you see what happened there? And did you see what happened there? But you can't write down what you really want in life. And it's crazy because didn't he say, if you ask, you will receive? But we never ask. You will spend more time complaining and moaning and groaning instead of just asking. And then you focus on those weeds, and they just grow. The reason why I want you to write something down is so you can visually see it. this is what I would really like. I've actually dreamt about helping the homeless. I've actually dreamt about going on a mission trip. We don't even write our goals down. And then this kills me too. As parents, I'm a coach, right? So I watch parents, right? And they scream at their kids. Okay, this is hilarious. Okay, so as parents, when we tell kids that you can do it and you need to try harder and give it one more shot and everything else, and then we look at ourselves and go, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, but God, please give me something, but I don't want to do that. Okay, but I sent you a dream, but you didn't do nothing with it. This is something I heard this once. Okay, the day we all know we're going to pass on, we're going to transition. Imagine the day that we transition in. The perfect scenario is when you're laying there, people are praying for you, and you're moving on. It's beautiful. But now picture this. The day is there and you're laying there, and instead of actually seeing people that were there through your life in the physical, you see all of your dreams and all of your hopes, and they're staring you in the face. And they literally look at you and go, you know what? We came to you. God gave us to you. You were the only one that could have done something with us. But because you were too afraid, you didn't want to get out of your comfort zone, you didn't want to say no to all those other people, we're going to die with you. Because you didn't want to believe. But you went to church every Sunday, but you really didn't believe. You know every scripture, but you didn't believe. So now, all of the hopes and dreams that were sent to you by the God you claim you believe in and you have faith in, we're going to die with you. How does that feel? But you still got all those weeds that you planted and you watered through your entire life. I thought about that, and I keep it on my mind. I should be able to write down something positive. I should be able to say something positive. I should be able to sit down and say, okay, Father, this is what you put in me. What do I got to do? I will do it. I will sacrifice. But we don't want to sacrifice comfort because it's not normal. What if they laugh at me? What if I decide I want to go on those mission trips and they laugh at her? You know, it's not for you. It's not really safe. You know, you got to play it safe. It's a decision. Does that make sense? Yes?
Yes.
So, I want you to walk out of here with something so you can look at it every day and go, this is my dream. I want to achieve this. I don't want to have to keep all the weeds of everything that's going on negative in the world in my mind. Because it's taking up space. You got things taking up space in your head for free, and you can't even charge them. Right? They're just living there. Weeds are growing on you like you don't even realize. So, whatever we plant in our subconscious mind, and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become reality. Not only do we plant the seeds, but we put feeling behind it. When you don't like something, you don't just don't like it, you really don't like it. Right? When you're mad at something, you're not just slightly mad, emotions go into our weeds. We put feeling behind it. Girl, you shouldn't have said that. Why'd you do that? No. Let me tell you. And then we get, and there goes the weeds. So, I want you to simply clear the weeds. And this is why I want you to look at this. Look. He blesses with the mind. After tonight, it's going to be clear. Okay? And there's not going to be anything there. But we're going to have to plant some seeds. And we're going to have to plant them. The problem is you're going to have to take care of them. Planting is completely free. Dreaming is free. Saying I can more than I can't doesn't cost you a thing. But we'll dump $750 on a cell phone like that. But to dream, can't do it. But Jordans, gotta have them. Stereo, gotta have it. Big truck, gotta have it. But he says, really, if you just plant these seeds, I'll show you that I can help you water them. I'll give you the harvest you want. So, think of it like this. It's a flat land, you're going to plant seeds, and you're going to work at it, and it's going to suck. I'm telling you, it's going to be hard. Here's the other thing. Everyone goes through something. You ain't the only one. So get over that stuff. You ain't the only one, bro. All right? We've all cried. We've all lost. But we still got to plant positive seeds. Because we're in church every Sunday, we're in the choir, we're helping out, but are you planting the right seeds? So I just encourage you today is start with that flat land and just plant every row of seed. I know I can. He said I can. He told me he'd be with me. I believe in him. He told me to believe in myself. I will help as many people as I can. I will do everything I can. And then people are going to come by and they're going to say, no, you can't. But you can't listen. It's about being focused on what he said that I could do. If he said that he would give me anything, I will ask for it. And I'm going to tend to my garden. And I'm going to make sure that I get the harvest that I want. He said he would feed me, so I'm not going to worry. He said he would give me everything I needed, so I'm not going to worry. And you're going to water this, and you're going to get the harvest you ultimately want. I don't want you just to hear my voice. I don't want you just to hear the words. I need you to feel the message is that every single day, if you plant the right seeds, you will reap the harvest that he has waiting for you.
Amen.
So after this, will you actually plant the right seeds? I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this with you. Hopefully you wrote some down. Hopefully you take some home, because I really believe he has a harvest waiting for you. But you got to plant the seed to get it. Thanks.